You are listening to the Mid-Morning Talk on Salam Media with me, Maryam Mkwanda. Today is Earth Day, an international event celebrated around the world to pledge support for environmental protection. This year, 2021, marks the 51st anniversary of the annual celebrations. And to chat to us a little bit more about Earth Day is the Marketing Director for the Interwaste Group, Kate Stubbs. Kate has held various executive positions in marketing, sales, strategy, and communications over the last 20 years. She's passionate about developing sustainable solutions for businesses that are not economically viable, but which are socially conscious and protect our environment for future generations. Good morning, Kate, and thank you for joining us.
Good morning. Thanks so much.
All right. So first of all, give us a little bit of a history and a significance of World Earth Day.
Well, I think there are many of these type of days around the world to celebrate various items. But the significance of World Earth Day really is to stop and pause and bring awareness and education to our Earth. And I think it's something, and our planet, and it's something that we often take for granted, just thinking about the air that we breathe, the water that we drink, and the natural systems that we use as humans every day to sustain our lives. And so it's an absolute importance to say, what is happening in the world, bring awareness to many of the challenges, and how can we think about the planet and protect it for future use. And it is about creating a better future for us all, but also about raising awareness to change our mindsets to protect the planet for the future.
Mm-hmm. This year's theme is Restore Our Earth. How do we implement this theme?
So the implementation for me starts, there are many forms, and I always think implementation starts with awareness and education. So around the world, there are different organizations and different ways to do this. And if we think about the planet, you can focus on different areas. You can focus about recycling, you can focus about air, you can focus about biodiversity. So the implementation really depends what resonates with you or what type of area, maybe of business you're in, or from a personal perspective. From our side, we obviously focus around waste management, and waste management has an absolute direct impact on all three of our areas in terms of our planet. We think about water pollution, we can think about air pollution, and also our land and earth pollution. So because waste sort of unfortunately affects all areas of that. So for us, it's about education and working with our customers to say, how do we help you dispose of or repurpose your waste in such a way that's safe for not only us human beings, but for the planet as a whole.
Mm-hmm. All right, Kate. So how do we do that? How do we repurpose our waste, and how do we dispose of it so that we protect our planet?
Yeah, it's a great question, because I think many of us don't want waste to be our problem. We like to throw things in the bin, and that's it. I don't have to worry about it anymore. There's a lot of innovation happening in this space, but the first part is really understand your waste. And we work closely with the global hierarchy of waste management, and that actually starts with the mindset of, well, we shouldn't waste in the first place. If you think about nature, nature doesn't waste. Every part of nature has a purpose. So how do I firstly not waste, avoid it? But look, in reality, waste is created throughout the system. So if I do have waste, but whether in my home or my business, what can I do with it? To change our mindset to say, well, if I have these materials, how can I reuse them? So we help businesses. We come to first understand your waste. There's lots of legislative requirements to understand what can I do with it? Can it go to landfill, or can I reuse it? And then to design and find ways really to firstly repurpose that waste. For instance, in South Africa last year, over 17 billion rands worth of materials were thrown away to landfill, which could have been used back into our economy. I mean, that's not only an economic waste, but that's a huge waste in terms of what that's doing to the earth and to pollution. So, and I think what's really exciting in this space now is there's lots more technologies available, and I think some of the focus of Restore Our Earth this year is about not only sort of learning from nature and natural processes, but leveraging green technologies. And there's more and more green technologies being developed, and whether it be from an energy perspective with harnessing solar, harnessing wind, or in our space, waste to energy, we create two different types of energy, electricity or steam from waste. So your solid waste, if you've got recycling material, packaging material specifically that can't be recycled. So anything that looks beautiful, that's packaged with, if you think when you go shopping, your soap packaging and that, anything that looks beautiful typically is a challenge to recycle because it's got multiple layers. There we go through a process where we create it as a fuel that can be co-fed into cement kilns as energy. So an alternative to your coal or your fossil fuels. And thereby it's a greener energy and protecting the planet. The same with oily sludges. So oil that cannot really be, it's not clean enough to be used as fuel for our cars and such processes. We mix that into a fuel that can also be sort of co-fed into a system as a greener energy. And I think that's what's really exciting about what we do, is helping customers understand their waste and saying, well, how can we rather use it in such a way that it has value and that it doesn't just become a waste that pollutes the earth.
All right, Kate, please stay with us. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, I'd like to know about waste pickers. I mean, we have seen waste pickers doing the rounds a lot more often now than before. So I want to know, how are they contributing to the betterment of our planet? So please stay with us. We will be right back.
Needs you to keep feeling, because the believers are like one body. When any part aches, the whole body aches. Feel their pain. From just 450 Rand, you can ease their pain this Ramadan. Donate now to Islamic Relief. Visit www.islamic-relief.org.za.
Looking to get your kick? Kiki's have now reopened on 235 Matthews Maiwa Road in Durban. Head on over for the Taste with Kick. We offer something scrumptious for everyone in the family. Wraps, chicken tikka, burgers, tender grills, mocktails, milkshakes, and so much more. Corporate and events catering available. Visit our social media pages for more info or call 031 209 0119. Kiki's, the Taste with Kick.
Motala Perfumes, one of the biggest perfume manufacturing houses in Africa, with a state-of-the-art manufacturing facility specializing in designing, creating, developing and producing new scents and matching designer fragrances for all our stores, as well as private labeling for individuals and companies across Africa. Visit your nearest Motala Perfumes store or visit our website at www.motalaperfumes.com for more information on creating your own brand. Our efforts continue all through the blessed month of Ramadan.
So our aim is to, inshallah, literally save a few lives in whichever little way.
Thanks to your support, we have provided thousands of people with staple and nutritious food pack supplies, access to fresh and clean water and education supplies, and so much more.
I think it's a lot about the community and our well-wishers. And
Penny Appeal utilizes your Fitra donations to help make a difference to the lives of some of the most vulnerable and needy families.
And for that, every single day, we're really thankful for given the opportunity to serve humanity.
We ensure they receive their food packs well ahead of Eid, ensuring that every family we serve benefits from your Fitra contribution. Fidya and or kafara also accepted. Visit www.pennyappeal.org.za or call 031 1100 573. Penny Appeal. Small change, big difference.
It's been a household name for years. It's been an important ingredient in South African kitchens, and it's been an affordable, healthy choice for your family. Helios. First our pure sunflower cooking oil, and now introducing Helios margarines and spreads. Following the same traditions and tastes you've grown to love and trust from Helios. Fortified with vitamins A, D, and E, also rich in omega-3 and 6 essential fatty acids for a healthy eating lifestyle. Helios margarine and spreads. Available now at all leading South African supermarkets. Helios margarine. The tradition lives on.
On air and online, this is Salam Media, and you are tuned.
We are talking World Earth Day today, well, because that's what it is, with Kate Stubbs, the Marketing Director for the Interwaste Group. Kate, thank you for staying with us. Now, I'm sure many people have been seeing waste because doing the rounds, some blocking traffic or causing traffic, and others are skating away, or whatever the case is. We've seen them doing the rounds, and are they contributing to the betterment of the environment? If so, how?
Most definitely. And I really think we need to respect them and be exceptionally grateful for the work they do. They work long hours, travel far distances to help actually prevent waste going to our landfills. And it's something, I think there's a stat there that probably about over 65,000 informal waste pickers around the country. And I think you referred to Joburg. I also live in Joburg, and I have a lot of waste pickers in my area. And yes, they do come skating down the roads quite fast. But I read a stat the other day that they're actually saving municipalities over 350 million rand a year.
Wow.
By the waste they're preventing going to landfill. And we really need to support them. So what they do is they go around to households or wherever they can and separate. They try and extract recyclable material out of our bins or out of our bags waiting for collection. And they separate the plastics, the glasses, the metals, the typical streams of waste that can be recycled. They extract that out and they then go and trade that for us. So, and they really need support in terms of the systems to make their life easier. I think they often travel far distances every day just to really make a living. And that's something that I think we need to focus on going forward. So yes, I think we should support them and find ways. And that's where, for me, pressure on both public and private sector to say, how can we incorporate them into our system? Because they are helping us. They are actually doing a remarkable job, often a dangerous job, as you say, going through traffic and hauling their loads long distances every day to prevent, to actually take material out of your waste and trade it in such a way that it can be reused back into the economy.
Wow, that's amazing. And I also want to commend the female waste pickers that go around, because I've seen a couple in my neighborhood. One even had a child with her, and I was in awe, because they would do anything. And maybe some people may see it as them just looking for a way to earn a living, but they are also helping us and helping the environment in turn. Now, what can we do to get the kids involved? I remember back in primary school, we always used to have our little Arbor Day, plant a tree, and have speeches about pollution, etc. I don't know if it's happening much these days. So how can we get the kids involved?
Well, kids are fabulous, because they learn much faster than us. I mean, even in my household, when we started recycling, guess what? My kids learned much faster than my husband. No, even ourselves as adults, we get lazy. So I'm seeing a lot. I have children at school right now, and I'm so encouraged by how much they learn about the environment as part of their curriculum. And they have all sorts of projects, not from just awareness days, but it's actually integrated into their learning systems. And around the country, we're part of the Ecologic Awards. We're one of their sponsors. It's a great program. It's actually run out of the Western Cape, but it's the national that recognizes excellence across a broad range of categories in terms of environmental awareness. And every year there are lots of little projects where schools are involved. So many of our schools have recycling programs, they have cleanup programs. And I think that's something we can really encourage, because children are our future. And if we can teach them and bring that awareness early on to be more conscious and mindful of the environment, it'll be hugely beneficial to us. But I also think from a job perspective going forward, a lot of the new ways of thinking that we need in the corporate world is about rethinking how we use our materials. And that talks to the circular economy, and say to kids, if they can get that thinking in their mind already, to see waste as a material, or to understand the impact, the negative impact of a waste, when they go into engineering or whatever type of solution, they're incorporating that environmental sustainability into their thinking. And I think there's something called biomimicry, which is one of the growing trends of studying learning from nature, which sounds really basic, but we don't think about that. Natural systems have lasted 3 billion years. We've got a whole encyclopedia right on our doorstep to learn from. So I think our kids, the awareness programs that they're doing, and I see a lot of it, it's going to be hugely beneficial to us.
Definitely. And obviously, if you add in a little fun element, kids love that, and they're definitely going to get into the groove of it. Add some competition as well, and your
Absolutely.
items will be recycled before you even know it.
Yeah, we were part of a great art project in exactly that. You know, what the kids came up with making artwork from recycled materials was phenomenal. We can learn a lot from them.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Yeah.
So last year's hard lockdown, this global pandemic that we saw the earth recovering from some of the pollution. I mean, the Ganges River was much clearer than before. But I think that we have gone back to our old ways as the lockdown ceased a bit. So how can we improve on this year and go back to the earth that we had during the lockdown?
Yeah. It's such a good point, because there was a great excitement during lockdown, and globally you saw this, wow, the earth is cleaner, it's restoring, look at how it's happening, the rivers are cleaner, the air we can breathe. I mean, I noticed that in Johannesburg it was actually colder, and you know why our winter was colder? Because there was less pollution. I mean, it's amazing. Yeah. And we thought, wow, look how well we've done, but actually we regressed. We're totally back to where we were. So actually, did we learn anything? No. And I think how can we restore the earth? And let's go back to the theme of Earth Day. Restoration comes from, we have to change our ways. We have to rest and rethink how we're doing things. And I think that's what talks to the circular economy mindset, which actually starts from the really beginning of redesigning, rethinking. And I know change is hard, but it actually does require a whole mindset shift of how we live our lives. So being mindful in just how we use our own waste and our own materials in our home to industry. How can we create similar products without creating so much waste and pollution in the world? And there's a lot happening. There's a lot of innovation, so we can leverage technology, we can learn from each other, but it does require us to rethink our processes. And that starts with really, what materials am I using in my process that are more sustainable, that can be sourced in a more sustainable way, and that can be reused. So think of your end product and go, well, when it's finished, when I've bought that, how can it be reused into the system? And we've got to break the cycle of take, make, and dispose. We've got to really think about integrating back into that ecosystem.
Yes, reuse, reduce, and recycle. That is the process.
Correct. Yeah.
Kate, final thoughts
for today? Well, for me, what I love about what we do is actually every day should be World Earth Day, and not only just because we're intricately connected with what we do as a business, but I think there's so much to learn from nature, and as human beings, we cannot continue. We're a species that seems to have disconnected itself from the very planet and natural systems that sustain us. So my challenge really is to each and every one of us, maybe spend some time being grateful, being more aware of the air you breathe, that water you drink, and I challenge each and every one of us to really start to be a lot more integrated into our natural systems and change our ways to say, how do we really protect this planet for the future? I know that for some people, it doesn't matter. Today is about today, but we are starting to really see the negative effects of human impact on the earth. And it's time that each one of us can make a difference. Don't think that you at home can't. So whether it's just recycling a waste or doing a little thing, educate your children, encourage each other. Let's look after the very earth that sustains us.
All right. Well said. Thank you so much for your time, Kate, and for sharing those important points with us. And I hope you have a wonderful day ahead.
Thanks very much. You too.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
That was Kate Stubbs, the current marketing manager for the Interwaste Group, talking about World Earth Day, something that we should all be aware of and perhaps celebrate every single day, because we are on this earth and we live in this earth. And what are we doing in order to protect our earth, in order to restore our earth? And that is the theme for this year, restore our earth. And how are you restoring the earth? Send us your comments by leaving them in the comment section below or via WhatsApp. The number is 061 766 0355. It is 11:28. And you are listening to the Mid-Morning Talk on Salam Media with me, Maryam Mkwanda. So do let us know, how are you restoring the earth? What are you doing? What have you done? Because don't forget, just as your body is an amana from Allah, so is the earth. You have been placed on the earth for a purpose, for a reason. So why would you want to destroy the very place that you are living in? It's just like your body. Why would you want to destroy your body? Why would you want to put in everything that is bad only for you to not be able to function fully later on? So it's kind of like the same with the earth. I mean, all the pollution that we are doing and that we are contributing towards the damaging of the earth, all the everything, all the negativity that we are doing, that is going to make things bad for us in the long run. All right, it is 11:29 now. Do stay with us. We will be right back after the break.